Good afternoon, everyone. This is Coach Matt with our Deload Week Day number 2 workout. We're going to begin today with your choice of biking or rowing for 4 minutes. If you want to go for a jog for 4 minutes, that is also totally fine, or ski. All right, so do whatever you want. 4 minutes of cardio, right? That's it. And then come back and we're going to go 2 rounds through some dynamic overhead swings. So make sure we're hitting a little bit of a dynamic stretch on either end of this. So not slow and stopping, but using the momentum to get a little extra stretch on either end of that movement. And then arm wraps or self hugs. Switch which arm goes on top, 8 reps of that. Then we're gonna grab our smaller bands and we're gonna do the star pattern for 8 reps each. So make sure my hands are at about shoulder width, my grip is tight on the band, and my elbows do not bend. Squeeze back to my chest, and then I'm going diagonal in one direction, diagonal in the other direction, and that's 1 rep. And I'm gonna go 8 reps through that cycle of band pull aparts. And then we'll do some warm up Cossack squats. We're gonna try to load this a little bit in the workout today. So when we start off, this is just for stretching and sort of refreshing the movement pattern. You can do a little support on the rig, and then you can try unsupported at the rig, right? But having it there for balance. And then as you get into the second round, start practicing that press out Cossack squat, which I'll demonstrate in just a second, okay? But you need a dumbbell for that. When you finish the warm up, you can take your small band and connect it to the rig, because we're gonna use it for some face pulls when we get into the workout. All right, and again, this is a deload week. So that means volume is a little bit lower, intensity is a little bit lower, a little bit more detail, a little bit more accessory work, a little bit more joint prep work, but still lots of full body functional exercises and a lot of meaningful things that we do on a deload week, right? So we're gonna go 25 minutes or 5 rounds, divide that out, right? It's approximately 5 minutes per round, give or take, right? If your 5 rounds takes you a little bit longer, that's okay. This is not a hard cap, right? And it is also not a race. All right, so start with 2 minutes of your choice, rowing or biking. So just a little bit of light cardio. And then we're gonna get 2 laps of farmer carry. So you got 2 heavy objects, and just go 2 laps around the room, the perimeter of the room. So underneath the rig or across the front, underneath the rig, across the back. All right, wherever you start, if I start right here, I'll do 2 laps, finish right here, and set my objects down. And then we're gonna get some single leg heel taps. So the tempo and the range of motion on this are the main variables. You can use a higher plate or 2 plates or a box if you want to, but make sure whatever you do, you're able to control that bottom position and just barely tap that heel to the ground and then drive back up. So this is not one where I wanna be going fast like this, jackhammering up and down, right? I wanna go down, controlled, contact, stand up tall and squeeze. Down, controlled, contact, stand up tall and squeeze, okay? That is the tempo for the single leg heel taps. Then we'll do some press out Cossack squats. So in this one, while I'm at the top with my feet wide, toes pointed apart, the object that I have is close to my chest, right? And I have a range of a relatively light weight here, so 15 to 25 pounds. As I go down, I'm pressing that object out, and it's gonna help me balance at the bottom of the Cossack squat. So if you're somebody who usually uses a band to support yourself or a rig to support yourself, but you've got the strength to do this, this will help you to feel that balance at the bottom of the Cossack squat. We're doing 8 reps on each side of that. And then the last one is some band face pulls. So this is a great shoulder, like rear delt, external rotator exercise. So starting our athletic stance with the hands about shoulder width apart, we're just gonna row up over the top of our body or top of our head, like so, right? And when I do this, I wanna make sure, try to get one smooth pull and keep your hands or your elbows at about 90 degrees. So what I don't want to see is 2 things. I want to see those biceps flexed and the hands really close to your head. And I also don't want to see 2 movements. I don't want it to be like 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. I want it to be one smooth movement, and you should almost feel like you're having to push your hands apart against the tension of that band, all right? And that's our workout, 25 minutes or 5 rounds approximately, and it's at a deload pace, all right? Have a great one. See you guys on Wednesday.